Apex Legends has been out for a little over a week now, and I'd like to cover in this video what I find exciting about the future of the game moving forward. The game has had an astronomical rise to success, which was capped off with an extremely large viewer count on Twitch for the Rivals tournament last night. I'd like to talk about the developers, Respawn Entertainment. Now, I'm not the most qualified person to comment on the abilities, negatives or positives of this developer, as I didn't play Titanfall. Having said that, Call of Duty 4 is my favourite FPS game of all time and is closely followed by Modern Warfare 2. These games to me feel like a long line of game development to this point, with Apex Legends. Back then, games were released fully. No half-assed terrible games that are released early to ensure revenue and stock prices don't drop. No crazy DLC schemes to lock players into subscription type bondage. And no game-altering microtransactions that were pay to play on an already expensive $60 title. The inclusion of microtransactions with Apex Legends seems like a more than fair trade-off for the level of quality that you're getting for a free download. The balance of this game on launch feels immense. In all the time of me playing so far, which is over 100 games, I haven't encountered anything that made me shout "overpowered" or "this needs nerfed." And as your typical salty gamer, this is a regular occurrence on my gaming sessions with other titles. Balance with the classes to me feels perfect as well. None of the classes feel useless. As time goes on and the meta develops, the preferred legends and weapons of the best players, such as Bangalore, Wraith, the Wingman, etc. will be the most popular. But this doesn't mean that you will be at a distinct advantage by picking someone else. Games like League of Legends and Overwatch essentially begin and end at the class selection screen, and this game just doesn't feel like that, and I don't think it ever will. This is the way that a game like this should be. No bottlenecks or necessities to pick specific legend set to even have a chance of winning the match. This also smooths over the experience of playing with random players due to the 3 squad limit. There is no need for a player to pick a specific class just to ensure the team has a chance of winning, and this feels great. Good communication, in my opinion, is the single most important feature that a game developer can possess to ensure the longevity and success of a game. Games like old school RuneScape have been revitalised and are now bigger than they have ever been due to great developers and amazing levels of interaction between them and the player base. On the other hand, you have Blizzard, who in recent months seem to absolutely despise their players and are making massive decisions for the game that no one wants at all, completely ignoring the vocal majority. This is likely due to their merger with Activision a few years ago. Who would have thought that Jagex would have a better affinity with the player base of RuneScape than Blizzard would have with Diablo or World of Warcraft? The point I'm trying to make is that communication is everything. I'm not saying that the customer knows best, but they certainly decide whether to spend time and money on a game which in turn determines if the game survives. This is what excites me most about Apex Legends. Even after a chaotic and unprecedented explosion that the game has underwent with no hype marketing, the developers have still taken to the official subreddit for the game to give small updates to the players. This makes us feel like we are being kept in the loop. It is an amazing touch, especially with the stability issues with the game at this early stage. Putting some of those frustrations to bed will go a long way. The game developer JFresh posted this on the official subreddit at the end of last week. Well, this was one hell of a week. 10 million players and 1 million concurrent. I don't even know what to say about it anymore other than thank you. Some quick updates and recaps before I leave you for the weekend. This week, we pushed a small, server-side patch that addressed a number of stability issues. We also had some brief outages that were addressed. They commented on an issue that was fixed where Origin showed all your friends as offline. They also fixed an issue with Xbox where you couldn't purchase coins in-game. They also commented on an Origin message that said if you can't sync your cloud saves, don't panic, your progression is still safe. JFresh also went on to cover AMD Phenom crashes with the game, saying Apex can't run on PCs using AMD Phenom or older processors. For reference, we've got a full set of PC system requirements here, and they give a link which I will put in the description below. Additionally, they went on to comment on the party leader quit message error. This message is displaying when it shouldn't, and they are working to address it. To finalise the message, they also gave a link where you can send any place to report bugs or a tech issue, and they would cover it over the weekend. JFresh concludes the message by saying, "We've also been poring over tons of data coming from in-game, as well as listening to feedback across the wide ocean of the internet. We have lots of great stuff to chew on, many things to fix and improve, and good debates have already begun among the dev team. Our main focus right now is stability and quality of life, but in the near future we'll be talking more about the potential updates to the meta. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend." Small updates like this give an amazing outlook for the future and make players feel like they are part of the developmental cycle of a game by giving feedback that is acted on by the developers. This is especially important when considering the game stability is currently a little bit shaky. Game crashes with certain AMD processors and with most of the RTX series is prevalent, and Respawn are clearly aware of this. A post on the official subreddits lets players that are frustrated with the crashes know that fixes are coming and that they are being worked on currently. Going into what promises to be a crazy first weekend for the game, with many new players downloading and jumping into the arena to battle, an update like this clarifying that the team are aware of and actively working on issues is amazing. This update, in addition to small pieces of information on the route the game will take with Season 1 and a Battle Pass coming in March, really solidifies a positive outlook for the future of the game. I really believe that developer and player-based communication is required for the success of this game, especially from producers such as EA and the misgivings associated with them. This will hopefully serve as a positive influence on other titles that are produced by other major game production companies. A game doesn't need to scam its player base to do well. A game doesn't need to have game-influencing microtransactions to make money. A game doesn't need to have a $60 price point with multiple paid-for DLCs or a season pass subscription to be successful. Games need to be finished titles before release and have excellent communication between the developers and the players. This has been what I find exciting about Apex Legends moving forward. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on the matter and will give it a like if you did or a dislike if you didn't. Please consider subscribing and letting me know in the comment section down below what excites you about the game going forward. Thanks for watching.